Brave little soldier boy comes marching home.
What's up, fam? We're back. So we've updated. I'm gonna share. So I finished about a quarter of a bottle of wine during this hour and a half conversation. I also drank 2 beers before this. I don't know if that got recorded in the initial aspect. And now we're drinking rosé. You can see clearly how full it is. If I finish all of this during our conversation, I'm going to be fucking trashed. So, let's hope that I don't do that. But,
So it's not 2 hours longer?
It might happen.
Fuck it, sir. I will drink more with you, sir.
Fabulous.
Cheers.
We're drinking rosé now, everyone. So
Nick's
shout out to
drinking
Spencer,
tequila.
who would call me a princess, and I would say, yeah, but it tastes good, and I am a princess.
I love my write-up says that Aang wakes up on a Fire Nation cruiser with hair.
Well, 2 things happen in this episode of why we're telling you not to watch The Awakening, which is episode 1 of season 3. First aspect, Aang is a little bitch. He's like, I'm gonna do things by my own, and he runs off to go and fight the Fire Nation by himself while he's still fucking recovering from getting shot full of lightning. Okay, bud. Let's calm it down. Okay. Number 2, Katara is all a total bitch to her dad, and not expressing why she's being a bitch to her dad. She's like, I'm totally fine with my dad. It's clearly you're not. And then she does by the end of the episode, but it's did you not see that you were being a bitch to your dad? God, she sucks. Oh my god. Episode 2, the headband. They get into the Fire Nation, which is cool.
Hotman.
And Aang dresses up as a Fire Nation student and has something that Nick and I quote to each other all the time. Hotman. But yes, so he goes to school. The star pupil of school is literally the worst brown noser ever. He just sucks so much ass.
He'd do well on Grindr. But we meet Combustion Man.
Do we?
Oh, no. No, he hires Combustion Man. Sorry.
Yeah.
He later hires him.
But we still meet him.
I guess. Yeah, briefly.
It was the Avatar's still alive. Put him down.
Did they name him then?
Well, we see who he is. We see his face. But, that's it.
Yeah, because Sokka names him later.
Yes. Yeah. We don't know anything else about him. We don't know what skills he has, whatever.
True.
But Aang does a dance party for a bunch of students, which is cool. Shows them to be free-thinking individuals, which is cool. And, yeah, it's a good episode. It has a lot of aspects to it. Katara shows, the first sense of, interest in Aang for the entire season, for the entire show. Whatever. Dude, if I could, I would be listen, Aang, I'm going to tell you right now, bro. There's so many better people.
Oh, yeah.
So many.
I think it's arguable that you could be celibate. I mean, it sucks because we now know Aang's kids, and I love them.
Yeah.
But I feel like an argument can be made for Aang just being celibate over getting with Katara, and that just being a better life.
Agree. Literally, it's 100% it's better.
He's an air nomad anyways, why not? Just lay into it.
It's gotta be. It has to be. She's the worst. Okay. Anyway, so we skipped the Painted Lady episode because, obviously, listen, if you haven't watched the show, yes, you need to watch it, but, it's a filler episode. It's a filler episode.
Katara tries to join an NGO, that's all it is, or make her own. Yeah, exactly.
And then all the townspeople are like, I can't believe you pretended to be the Painted Lady. It's bitch, shut the fuck up. We just saved your village. Be grateful. God damn it. I hate people, dude. Because this is the thing is people would do that. They'd be like, I can't believe you're pretending to be something fake. Did you benefit from this or not? Anyway.
Oh, but another legend. I mean, they bring him back with the White Lotus, but episode 4. Fuck
Yes.
yeah. Fuck yeah.
So Sokka being like feeling insecure, understandably, because like Toph, literally one of the best earthbenders, literally the best earthbender of all time, like invented metal bending. Aang, the Avatar, Katara, one of the best waterbenders of all time, and he's like, I have a boomerang. So,
And
like,
sometimes I talk to women.
so he learns from Master Pion Dao about being a master swordsman. Builds his sword out of meteorite. Really, really great episode for Sokka's character development. Also, Pion Dao, badass as fuck. Also, Order of the White Lotus, which we haven't talked about in this entire podcast. Super awesome secret society. Unlike almost any other secret society, this one does things for good.
And is on my skins. Yeah, and is made up of. It's very multicultural. I feel like White Lotus is DEI to the extreme, without even trying to be DEI.
We got Fire Nation. We got Earthbending. We got Waterbending. We don't have Airbending because they all got killed. But you know, it's whatever.
Okay, take us to the beach. Take us to the beach.
Okay.
Because we meet some fantastic men here.
Yes, you do. I will get to them in just a second. So, the beach episode is our first time really getting any serious emotional depth for Azula, May, and Ty Lee. We've had a lot of emotional depth for Zuko, but he also has emotional depth in this episode. And so it's a very important episode in the sense that you get to learn a lot about these characters who are technically the villains, right? And it makes them more human to you and gives you context to them. And it's a really well done episode. Really well done. However, more importantly in this episode, we meet two men who are probably 17 that have the best line of all time in this show. The characters, which Nick and I are planning to be dressed up as for Halloween this year, together, is... Do you even know who we are? We're Chan and Ranjan.
Oh my god.
Which presumably have to be just the fraternity douchebags of the Fire Nation on Ember Island.
Is the fraternity a trans version of Greek life?
Yep.
Episode 6.
Honestly, I'm just gonna like agree with you, but not indulge you. You're gonna say things and be like, "Yep." And I'm just gonna deadpan you.
Like me when I hear these jokes that you don't tell me.
Yep.
Yep. The Avatar. And the Fire Lord.
Fire Lord. Okay. So the Avatar and the Fire Lord is like just a masterful episode of giving backstory, because it just follows Ozai and Tenzin. No, that's not right.
Roku. Roku.
What is the
Roku?
Roku. Roku. Thank you. Woof. Roku and who was the Fire Lord at that time?
Tenzin.
It is Tenzin.
No.
Oh.
It's not Ozai either. It's
son.
not Ozai either, but sure.
Okay, we can cut out this entire thing.
Sozin?
Sozin. Fuck.
You are the chosen one.
Okay, so next year we get to cut out like a full 2 minutes because okay, here we are, episode 6.
What does Tenzin do?
So, okay, you know what I really want to do right now?
What?
I want to go smoke some Black and Milds. It's like, that's
That's the gayest thing I've ever heard you say.
that's amazing.
That's the Katara of fucking cigars. Jesus Christ. Oh, good God.
Really quickly, everyone. Now we're coming back. I hope that Nick keeps in some of that about Black and Milds. But we're just going to quickly share.
Again, it's 2024. They're called African American and cordials. Come on.
It's actually 2025, you stupid bitch.
Fuck you.
Okay, we haven't gotten to episode 6 yet.
Jesus Christ. We haven't got to episode 6? Oh my God.
Well,
I know, dude. I always like.
But
I get like asthma attack at like levels.
It's
Yeah.
an important detail. When I'm drunk, my indulgence is to smoke Black and Milds. You know, some people like a drunk cig. They're like, "Yeah, I want to smoke a cig after I've been drinking." I'm like, "Okay, I get it." Like, because I want to smoke Black and Milds when I'm drinking. So,
I mean, I wouldn't smoke weed when I'm drinking, but sure.
look, I'm just sharing.
Clearly,
You just want to know about me.
They want to know about your jokes, and that you're withholding them from them. Episode 6.
Episode 6. Okay, here we are. So episode 6 is a masterful episode of providing backstory. And why I'm telling you to watch it, why we're telling you to watch it, is because it gives you the context of Sozin, who was the Fire Lord at the time, and Roku, who is the Avatar at the time, and like their upbringing, because they're like friends as adolescents, and their friendship continues post Roku becoming an Avatar. And then like how that devolved into them no longer being friends, and like how they went in separate ways, and like what Sozin did to Roku in order to like gain power and wipe out the air nomads and all of that shit. So A+ episode in so many ways. You get to see Roku as a young Avatar. You get to see the like just sadness of a friendship dying because of bitterness between two people. Granted, like Sozin was definitely in the wrong, but like you just feel that. It's very well done. Anything to add to that I just said?
Nah, man, I think it's a good summary. I'm just looking at. We skipped 3 episodes.
Yeah. I'll just quickly burn through all of those. So episode 7 is just Toph teaching you how to commit insurance fraud. There's nothing else that happens. It's just Toph being like, Here's how you commit insurance fraud. Episode 8 is we watch this crazy woman that has lost her mind to be like, I'm going to kill random civilians of the Fire Nation because that makes sense to stopping this war, not killing soldiers.
I don't know. I feel like I like to make a case for 8 being re-added.
Go for it.
I think this is a pivotal moment in Katara's life because it's when she realizes that she doesn't need Aang to be into her. She can just forever bloodbend his dick up whenever she wants some or to make children.
So yeah, watch episode 8 because then you can see Katara become a bloodbender to slowly and over time bloodbend Aang's penis.
You can see daddy issues just manifesting in real life.
And then episode 9 is stupid because it's just Aang having dumb nightmares about the invasion.
And he's tired and he can't sleep and he needs to sleep. And then they make him a bed so he can sleep and then he sleeps. Yeah.
Yep, that's it. That's literally it. Like, no, the Fire Lord Ozai, you didn't study your math tests. No, you don't have pants on. Like, it's that kind of vibe, which is, like, clearly for a kid show, which is fine because it is a kid show, but, like, it doesn't matter. Okay. Then we're on episode 10, which is the Day of Black Sun. So, going back to the episode that I told you to skip about the library, we learned about the Black Sun episode, or the Black Sun aspect of, like, there being an eclipse and the firebenders can't use their fire because there's an eclipse. And so all the homies in the Resistance are like, let's go in and invade the Fire Nation right now. And so we just watch that happen, which is, like, really sick. Like, it's really well done episode and really cool. And there's 2 parts, so 10 and 11. And so you watch them invade the Fire Nation, but how did they know about the... Oh, because the Earth King told Azula before, because the Earth King thought that they were Kyoshi warriors about the eclipse, and so they all know, and so the Fire Lord and all the important people are in a bunker and safe, and so, like, the eclipse doesn't work. So, anyway, it's very well done, 2 episodes. You watch some really cool action. You also watch the action not work, and the people get captured and become prisoners of war, but the children running away on Appa. There's one moment in these 2 episodes that I think is literally one of the most comical things of this show. Is Katara's dad gets pretty badly injured. And she heals him a bit, but he's not fully healthy. Still needs help to walk. And they're walking to invade the Fire Nation capital. And they're, like, about to take it over. And Katara turns to her dad and says, we can stop if you'd like. And the dad says, no, I want to keep going. Which, to me, is just so funny because it just reminds me of, like, what it would be like with my dad. Like, hey man, like, I'm fucking carrying you up this fucking mountain right now. Like, I kind of want to break, but I don't want to tell you that I want to break because I know that you're injured. So I'm just gonna be like, hey, if you want to take a break, we totally can. And then being like, no, keep carrying me, you dumb bitch.
I mean, Katara deserves it though.
No argument at all. But yeah, so those are the 2 episodes. Really cool, really good episodes. A lot of action, and then we get to the Western Air Temple. So the homies, which are the children generally, are escaping, and we're like, oh, pause. Let's go back a little bit. Zuko, in the second episode, episode 11 of the Day of Black Sun, pops off like a fucking G. Goes in to Fire Lord Ozai, and he's like, what's up, you dumb fucking loser? I'm out of this shit. You suck. You burned my eye. You ruined my uncle, who was actually great, and I was the fucking moron for joining you because you're a piece of shit. And I'm gonna go help the Avatar defeat you. So, fuck you. And then the Fire Lord's like, I'll keep you here if I'll tell you about your mother. And Zuko's like, I'm such a mama's boy, so I want to learn about my mom. So he stays, and then the second the sun is out, Ozai's like, what's up, bitch, lightning? And Zuko's like, what's up, bitch, Iroh? And just shoots that lightning back at him, and you're like, let's fucking go, dude.
What's up, bitch, Iroh?
So anyway, that happens.
And then that leads us into Zuko here.
Yeah, that happens in the episode 12. Okay, episode 12 is fucking sick because one, the homies escaped the Western Air Temple and they want to explore it. Two, the main gang, which is Sokka, Katara, Toph, and Aang, are like, what the fuck are we gonna do? And then Zuko's practicing about what to say to a fucking frog, and he's like, hi, is Zuko here?
Zuko here?
And he tries to pretend to be Iroh. He's like, Zuko, you have to look within yourself to see yourself, to then be the other side of yourself. Only then will your true self reveal yourself. And he's like, even when I'm pretending to be Iroh, I don't know what he means. Great moment. Listen, Avatar. Either allow me to be in your group or I'll do a bunch of horrible things to your friends. You're just trying to be Azula. Again, great scene. Combustion Man, who's been hunting the Avatar now. Like, we skipped through some shit because, like, it doesn't matter. Is at the air temple, and Zuko's like, nah, fam, like, stop killing him. Don't do that shit. And then Combustion Man's like, I have a grudge now. I'm gonna kill him. And then Zuko stops Combustion Man to a degree, but not enough, because Sokka actually does with the boomerang. And then Zuko shows up and for the first time, and they're all like, nah, fam, we don't trust you at all. And then he comes back the second time after he stopped Combustion Man, and then he's like, I'm sorry, because he burned Toph's feet. And he's like, I'm sorry, I need to learn about how to control fire and all this stuff. And then Aang's like, oh shit, that's the thing that I care about, because I burned Katara's hands from season 1. What's up, connections? And he's like, okay, I think you probably should be my firebending teacher. And then Katara's like, what's up? If you do anything to kill Aang, I'm gonna fucking murder you.
Hey, yo. Hey, yo. If you fuck with Aang, you fuck with me. Yeah. Y'all hear me? Whatever happened to Aang happened to you, okay? Y'all feel? Yo, I'm just looking at a total side note, looking at the release dates of all of this. These pieces of shit, I must have been a sad, like, 6th grader
Dude.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Fucking November 30th.
2007 to
They
July
yeah.
2008.
But then they just went like, hey, we want to own this weekend or whatever, because it was July 14th through the 19th. They basically released an episode every day. At least one.
I remember that time because I was like, oh
Nuts.
shit, all this shit's coming out. And I was like,
Right now.
Dad, listen to me. I know you have your shows to watch. This is more important. We're fucking watching this right now. 2008 is 8th grade me. 8th grade me is like riddled with OCD and has no friends. And he's like, we're fucking watching this shit. Okay. Anyway, Western Air Temple. Zuko joins the gang. That's the most important. And then obviously we're going to tell you to watch the next episode, which is the Firebending Masters, because Zuko and Aang go on a life-changing journey together. What's up? They're going to go, and they're going to find the Firebending Masters, because Zuko has lost his firebending because he no longer has rage fueling him to create firebending. And he needs to find a new way to find his firebending, which is dope. Like, that's awesome, honestly, because, like, he's letting go of his rage in his heart. That's great. And so they go to the ancient Sun Warriors temples and, like, look through some shit. But then they get captured by the Sun Warriors, but then they like, all right, what's up? We're going to go up, and we're going to meet the Firebending Masters, who are actually dragons. Dope as shit. Is that? Anything to add to that?
No, it was an adorable mandate and very necessary for both of them, I feel like.
Yeah, it was so great.
Yeah. I'm interested, I don't know why because I was looking at it, we recommend episode 13, but not 14. Oh, no, that's dumb. That makes sense. Never mind. We recommend skipping the first part of the Boiling Rock, because, fuck it. You know what happens.
Yeah, so we tell you to skip the first part of the Boiling Rock because Sokka's a little bitch. He's like, I'm gonna go save my dad on my own, even though I don't know where my dad is. And then Zuko's like, alright, you dumb fucking idiot, I'll help you out. And, like, helps him get to the Boiling Rock. And, only thing that's notable from the first section of Boiling Rock is the scene that we alluded to earlier, where Sokka's like, my first girlfriend turned into the moon.
That's rough, buddy.
Also, like, I don't know, man. Like, you went out with Yue for how long? You really need calling her your girlfriend? Like, you kissed her.
It's a middle school relationship, though. I see it.
Homie's in high school for sure.
Well, also, let's be honest. How many times is he able to bust a nut on his trip? Right? Like if he's nutting, if he's nutting, if he's nusting like once a month, he's gonna be riled up, like real riled up. At that age, god damn. So it's like holding back a cannon.
Is labeling people as girlfriends?
I don't know, but no. I was not getting off. It's like, it's one of those, like, let's say, I don't know, judging by his actions around her, he was probably pretty far gone without a nust, right? And so he's riled up. So anything, like if she fucking like touches his arm, he's gonna be like, she's my girlfriend. You know?
Fair point. So the second section of Boiling Rock is great because we see them escape. 2, like, they help Sokka's dad escape, which is prime. Suki is badass as fuck, which we love, because she is so fucking cool. And yeah, honestly, just an amazing episode. We also see Zuko kind of be able to, like, hold his own against Azula. That's sick. All that shit is dope. We love all of that shit. It's a good episode. A+. If you want, I'm going to recommend, like, you can watch episode 14 too. Like, it's worth a skip, but it's also worth a watch. Kind of in the middle. Like, we're really streamlining. We're trying to get the essence of everything. You can skip it. But if you, like, want to indulge yourself, watch episode 14.
Episode 14 is Hakoda's... Not Hakoda. What fucking mustache man? Haru. Haru's first mustache appearance, though, right?
That's true.
If you want mustache appearance.
No, he comes... No.
He's an invasion.
Is
right?
The Day of Black Sabbath.
Invasion. Yeah, okay. Never mind. Fuck that shit. Why do we end on this fucking Southern Rangers though? That's an interesting thing.
Babe, I am so fucking excited.
I get having the Southern Raiders, but like, why do we end on it?
No. I do not. Incorrect.
Okay. I stopped taking notes then, I guess.
Yeah,
but Southern Raiders.
Southern Raiders, I have as a skip, and then I have.
Oh, as a skip. Oh fuck. Okay.
I have us watching everything else: 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21.
Fair. Okay.
So I have skip on Southern Raiders, but here's the deal. Everyone. As I alluded to earlier, I was going to tee off on episode 16 of season 3, which is the Southern Raiders. Okay, so we're here right now to tee off on this episode. I am about to go fucking ham on this shit because this episode is what. If you want to be my friend, you will watch this episode specifically, and you're gonna be like, okay, cool. Like, I understand all the Katara hate in this exact moment. She sucks for entire 2.5 seasons. But I can understand why you like her. Because she's there, she supports women, she's all about hope, she loves Aang, she loves her brother, whatever. She has redeeming qualities. This is the episode, though, that should tarnish all of the love. She fucking sucks from this episode specifically. Here's the deal. Here's what happens, okay? I gotta roll up my sleeves. They're camping, and Zuko starts to talk about the different legions of Fire Nation troops. Katara talks about what she sees from the man that killed her mom and what their flag was. And Zuko's like, I know what that flag is. It's the flag of the Southern Raiders. And I know who the general is of that group who would have killed your mom. So here's where it changes everything. Is because Katara's like, what's up? I'm gonna fucking murder that guy. And Aang's like, I don't think you should do that. And Sokka's also like, I don't think you should do that. And she's like, I don't think you understand what I've gone through. What the fuck are you saying right now? Because Sokka, one, is like, hello? That's my fucking mom. It's the same person, you dumb bitch. What are you saying right now? Second, Aang's like, literally my entire race got wasted. Like, everybody. It's not even like, oh, just the people from the Southern Air Temple, where I'm from. It's the Western Air Temple, and the Eastern Air Temple, and the Northern Air Temple. All of them are fucking dead. Literally all of them. You just lost your one fucking mom. Are you, like, what the fuck? And then she has the audacity to be like, I didn't do this for me because of whatever. And Aang's like, okay, well, I don't think you should do that still. He doesn't say this, but he definitely implies this. Do you remember the times you stopped me from losing my shit, aka when I found out that Monkey Yatso died and all of my people died the first time, and you're like, hey, you remember when I mentioned that earlier in like an hour ago when we were talking about the fucking 3rd episode of the show, and he's like losing his shit, and Katara's like, oh, I don't want you to do that. You shouldn't lose your anger. Blah, blah, blah. And then he loses Appa, and he's about to lose his mind on the fucking Sand Raiders, or the Sand Benders. And she's like, stops him again. She's like, you shouldn't do that. What the fuck are you doing right now? What the fuck are you doing right in this moment? You are doing what you just said you don't want me to do. Are you fucking kidding me?
You're like a little accountability demon. I love it.
She doesn't kill him. She's like, I couldn't go through with it. But like, I don't give a fuck because you literally diminished their entire arguments and feelings about what you're doing to say that you and your feelings were different from theirs and harder for you to deal with. That's pathetic because that's so unbelievably hypocritical. Unbelievably hypocritical. You lost your mom. That's a big deal. Aang lost his entire race. Sokka also lost his mom. The same woman. The same fucking person. So don't tell me that you don't like to see me angry. Don't tell me that I shouldn't tee off on the fucking sandbenders or lose my mind because my entire race got wiped or Sokka being sad about his mom also being dead. Do not tell me any of that shit because what you just said is all a bunch of fucking lies. You're full of deceit. You're full of deceit. You're a fucking bitch. I hate you from this episode. I don't care what you thought about her before, but in this moment, all of that shit, all the shit that she did before comes to a head right here. She is the fucking worst. And you're like, oh, maybe Katara's grown. No. She is the fucking same. She still sucks. She sucked from episode 1. She still sucks in episode 16 of season 3. All right, I'm done. Anything that you like to add on to that?
No. Oh my god. But Ember Island Players is a very nice, just fucking comic relief before the, I don't know, the shit show of the ending.
Okay, Ember Island Players. This is episode 17. If you haven't gathered, like, please watch episode 16 if you haven't watched the show. Because I want you to feel the same level of pure, unadulterated anger that I'm feeling at any time about Katara. But we must move forward. Episode 17 is so funny. It's so fucking funny. Because what it is they're in the Fire Nation, and they go and they watch a play about the Avatar's journey, which is just amazing. Because you get to see all these characters representing being satirical aspects of the actual main characters, and there's this one amazing line in there where Katara's like, it's okay. Like, you don't need to get upset because it's not like I'm a preachy crybaby that talks about hope all the time. And then Aang of all people goes, nope, that's not you at all. He fucking knows. Anyway. Amazing episode because you just got to watch satire about the gang. It is a filler episode. One worth watching. One so worth watching.
Well, and it sets you up well for the ending, right? Like, it's a nice little comic relief, little pause before, calm before the storm.
Yep. Because now we go into Sozin's Comet, part 1 through 4. Aang disappears and he goes onto a fucking lion turtle. We'll talk about that in a moment. The rest of the gang goes to try to find him, and they can't find him, and so then they find the Order of the White Lotus, which is really cool because we see one of the most emotional scenes in the entire show, which is Zuko reuniting with Iroh. Because the last time they were together, Zuko fucking was like, I don't care about you, Iroh. I'm going to follow Azula because it's my honor and all this shit. And Iroh's like, don't do that. Don't do that shit. And Zuko's like, I'm doing it. I don't care. I'm doing it. And then he has all this guilt and all this grief. And he's like, I don't even know if I can face Iroh after I betrayed him. And I betrayed his trust and all this shit. And then Iroh just forgives him. And Zuko just breaks down crying. And you're like, this is amazing. This is incredible writing. Just so beautiful. And seeing that come together. Perfect. Also, we just get to see all the homies. Like, Boomy's there. Zhongzhong's there. Tian Dao's there. Paku, who no longer sucks, is there. We're like, what's up, fam? We're all here. We're old people ready to fuck up the Fire Nation as the Order of the White Lotus because we know what's up. We love that. That's dope as shit. And they make a whole plan to go in and attack the Fire Nation. Dope. Alternatively, Aang, hanging out on this lion turtle, doesn't know how he got there, went there in a trance. Momo follows him. That's cool. Aang's on this lion turtle, and he starts to, like, meditate and connect with all the past avatars. And Roku's all like, I don't know where you are, but I can see you're lost in more ways than one. And talks to him about, like, him having to kill the Fire Lord. And Aang's all like, I don't kill things. That's a fucking lie. As I previously mentioned, he fucking ends people, bro. He ended that wasp. He also ends people. Okay, like, look, we're past that, but, like, whatever. He's like, I can't end the Fire Lord's life. Like, bitch, you totally could. Just think about the wasp. So, regardless, he talks to Roku, and then Roku's like, well, to bring balance to the world, you need to kill him. And he talks to Kyoshi. I want to get back to that in a second. He talks to, I'm forgetting the Water Tribe bender, like Avatar's name. I think it's Korat or something like that.
Very nice.
But he's all like, "Oh, I was a very go with the flow avatar, and I didn't take definitive action, and I lost my wife to Ko, the face stealer, who we didn't even talk about. Kind of a sick character. Anyway, that was from season 1 at the end, the Northern Water Siege. Loses his wife to the Ko, the face stealer, and he's like, I should have been more definitive. You should be definitive, aka kill the Fire Lord. And the Air Nomad's like, yeah, like, you can't really be a full Air Nomad because you're an avatar. You're like, your essence is tied to the world and for the world rather than, like, being detached from the world like Air Nomads want to be. So, like, you should kill the Fire Lord. But all of it's, like, filled with a bunch of, like, flowy energy, whatever. And Kyoshi's like, I would have fucking killed Shin. I need you to know, I wanted to murder that guy. I was ready. If he moved forward, I was gonna kill him. So, like, right now, you have the opportunity. I want to live vicariously through you. Fucking murder that Fire Lord, bro. Fucking kill him, please. Love that. Amazing. That's Kyoshi. And then he realizes that he's on a lion turtle, and he talks to the lion turtle, and, like, we gain something that, like, he has some connection with the lion turtle. We don't know what that happens. Anyway, on the side, also what's happening at this time, Zuko and Katara have decided to go and engage Azula to, like, make sure she doesn't become the Fire Lord. Iroh and the White Lotus are like, we're going to take back Ba Sing Se. That's sick. And then Sokka, Suki, and Toph are like, we're going to go stop the air fleet that we know is going to go off for the Fire Nation. So here's our separate things. All while that's happening, Azula is having a fucking mental breakdown. And that's great because she's like, Ozai's like, I'm the Phoenix King. Okay, Turbo dude. I made that reference twice. I sent a meme to Nick the other day that was like, I love how people have just created this thing of an upper class for men, which is called alpha males. Like, okay. And if you call yourself an alpha man, you're a fucking loser. So it's like, oh, well, I'm actually a turbo dude, which is like a classic of an alpha male. You wouldn't get it because you're a class below me. So anyway, so Ozai's like, I'm the Phoenix King. Shh. Okay. Like, shut the fuck up. You are such a fucking loser. Anyway, so he's like, I'm gonna take over the world. And he's like, I'm gonna make Azula the Fire Lord. And she's like losing her mind over the fact that she's gonna be the Fire Lord. And she sees her mom. She's hallucinating. She cuts off all her hair in this weird way that's like clearly demonic. And
Kind of hot.
That's a really red flag for you, bro. All right, everyone. If you're a woman and you are suffering from demonic mental illness, Nick is your fucking guy. Just put your hair a little
I'm
bit,
here for you.
and he's ready to bang. He's here for it. He wants to help you. He thinks he can make you better.
I'm Bang, the last airbender.
And Nick will then call me when he gets all sad about the fact that he attached this woman that has no emotional depth whatsoever. So I can't wait for you to be that person for him. She's losing her mind, which is really funny, but also really sad at the same time. Because like it is funny because like we hate Azula because we were primed to hate Azula, but then you're like, oh no, babe, what are you doing? Which is really good writing. So all the things are said. Also, like at the second part of the Boiling Rock episode, May and Ty Lee like fight back against Azula and then get arrested, so like they're not involved anymore. So it's just Azula on her own who no longer trusts people, hence why she's having a mental breakdown. So she's having this mental breakdown. Sokka, Toph, and Suki have gone off to the air fleet, and they get there like just before it's taking off, basically while it's taking off, and they jump onto an airship, and they're like, "What's up? We're gonna start to take people down through this airship." Toph uses her metal bending, fucking sick. They like start to like battle and do all this shit. Really, really, only one super important scene happens in that, which I'll get to in a minute. Zuko and Katara go off, who, like, honestly, would have been a way better couple than Aang and Katara. Like,
yeah, but how are you gonna throw Zuko? How are you gonna throw Katara at Zuko though? Like,
okay, because Zuko is fucking awkward as shit. Like,
yeah, but it doesn't mean he deserves her.
It would be better,
brother.
It would be better,
brother.
Aang,
What's
May
that?
is not for him, bro. May is not for him.
Sure, but Katara isn't. Ugh.
I mean, Katara's not for anybody, but she's better for him than Aang.
Yeah, I guess.
Anyway, Zuko and Katara go off, and they're going to face Azula. Aang is waiting for the Fire Lord to show up, and he's ready to battle him. But we're going to talk specifically right now, and we're going to finish the whole Boxing Say scene. All of this is happening under the pretense of Sozin's comet flying by, which we have not mentioned at all, which is really a failure on me. I'm very sorry. Sozin's comet is this comet that comes once in every 100 years, and it gives unbelievable power to firebenders. And Aang learns about that all the way back at the Winter Solstice episode in season 1. And so he's like, okay, Sozin's comet's here. Firebenders are like literally at the absolute maximum that they can be. And so Iroh's like, what's up? I'm here. I'm going to fight these firebenders. I'm better than all of them. And Zhong's also there. Zhong's a fucking G. He like has a fucking wall of fire that he's flying on and just like plows through a bunch of shit. I fucking love Zhong, bro. I want him to have a side story so bad. And all the other homies are there, and they just like basically recapture Ba Sing Se. Iroh does a little bit, but like doesn't do that much. TBH. But like has this really sentimental moment where he burns the Fire Nation flag off of the Ba Sing Se city center. Anyway, the Order of the White Lotus balls out and they take back Ba Sing Se. Pop off. That's sick. Let's go over to Katara and Zuko, which has arguably, the best fight scene of the entire show. Better than Ozai versus Aang, IMO. The music surrounding it, like the violins, it is orgasmic. Like I'm not coming, but like my mind is. Okay. Also, I'm just fucking monologuing right now. Thanks for listening to me. Zuko and Katara are gonna face Azula, and like Azula's about to be crowned Fire Lord, and Zuko's like, "You're not becoming Fire Lord today, you dumb bitch. It's me." And she's like, "Okay, I'll fight you in an Agni Kai." And he's like, "You're on." And Katara's like, "No, you dumb idiot. That's literally what she wants. She wants us to be one-on-one so that it's easier for her." And he's like, "Nah, she's slipping." AKA the hair that she's literally cut off. It looks like a demonic idiot. And he's like, "Okay, I can take her." And that way only one person gets hurt. Fucking the best fight scene. It's so cool. Also, we watched Zuko do earthbending, firebending. Like, he uses earthbending techniques, which trips up Azula. And he was like, "I'm ready to fucking take you on with lightning." But Azula uses the lightning towards Katara. Zuko's able to redirect it, but takes a little bit into his chest. And so then Katara's the one that has to, like, battle Azula one-on-one while Susan's comment's going over. Again, I want to highlight Katara develops absolutely zero as a character in terms of like emotional depth, personality, ability to understand, ability to be a better person. But she is a badass waterbender. I'll give her that. So she pops off, she beats Azula, which is sick, and then Azula literally just starts sobbing and like losing her mind. Which honestly understand. She was already on the fucking precipice of, like, losing it. And then she loses to a waterbender who she thinks is beneath her. Whatever. Really cool scene. Okay, now we're going over here to Sokka, Toph, and Suki. They, like, do all this shit, and they, like, blow up a bunch of different air blimps and all this stuff, which is really cool. Really the only important scene here, in my opinion, is Toph and Sokka fall onto a blimp by themselves. Suki's back on another one because they get separated. They fall down. Sokka destroys his leg. Probably breaks it. And he saves Toph from falling to her death with just his fucking shoulder and forearm. Like, full grip strength, absolute G. And then he gets surrounded by a bunch of firebenders, and he's like, "I know what to do." Tosses his fucking sword, his meteorite sword, which cannot be remade. Cuts down a firebender, tosses his boomerang, cuts down another one. All this shit happens, and he's like, "This might be the end." And we see Toph cry. Just full tears. So moving, so great. Love that scene. Suki ends up saving the day, and they're all okay. But, like, really cool. One, Sokka saves Toph because she's about to die. Two, he's like, "I literally am on my back with a broken leg, and I'm still going to fight." Three, they all make it out, which is dope as shit. Okay. Now we get to the actual main fight, which isn't the best fight, but it's the main fight. So, which is Aang versus Ozai. And Aang is a little bitch at the beginning. Like, he's a little bitch. Like, Ozai kind of overpowers him, and Aang puts himself in this little ball, and he's like, like, I can't, like, win. He does have a moment before he puts himself in this little ball where he can, like, redirect lightning, but he has this little, like, moment of, like, I can't kill something, which we all know. We all know is a lie. We all know is a lie. Anyway, so he's like, I can't kill something. I can't kill another human being. Again, that's a fucking lie. So he redirects the lightning up into like the atmosphere and whatever. And then Ozai puts it like makes him be into a little ball. And it's like, okay, it's all fine. Aang's literally gonna lose. But then his chakra, which has been cut off since he got shot full of lightning, gets pushed into this portion of rock, and it unlocks him, which is like A+ meme that somebody made, where it's like, go to chiropractor. Chiropractor, what are you looking for? I'm looking for that moment which Aang gets his body pushed into rock and unlocks his chakra, and he's able to go into the Avatar state. So Aang goes into the Avatar state because his chakra is now unlocked because he gets pushed into it where his lightning struck into his body. And then Aang pops off. He's like, what's up? I'm gonna fucking murder you. And he like just is able to overpower Ozai so easily. It's like, bam, I'm gonna kill you. I have all these moves. You can't even stop me. You suck. You're a fucking loser. And then right at the moment that he's gonna kill him, he's like, I can't do it. Because he comes back to reality and he's like, I've never killed things. But then we get this little insight into like his interaction with the lion turtle, and the lion turtle is all like, we, as the oldest beings in the world, like didn't bend elements. We bended energy, which is like, holy fuck, dude! What? And then we watch Aang bend Ozai's energy and remove him of having any sort of firebending ability, which takes away all his power. Aang wins, and it's like, all right, what's up? And then we go to the end, and like Zuko becomes the Fire Lord, and Aang is like, we're ready to rebuild shit, and all this stuff, and Iroh opens his tea shop, and they're all like homies and all friends, and it's all sick. And like May and Ty Lee are released from jail, and it's like dope. But then, like Aang like kisses Katara as like the final scene. It's like such a fucking bummer. Yeah. Hey, Nick, thanks so much for allowing me to be on this show. And allowing me specifically to basically be the person that talked.
This is drunk Avatar history for you right now.
2.5 hours. That was more than 2.5 hours. Like, there's 2.5 hours of content on here. Like, I probably talked for like 2 hours. Like, I need everybody to understand. Like, I talked so much.
Well, man, I appreciate you.
Yeah, likewise.
This has been a fucking experience.
I mean, I did talk to you like basically almost every episode in a way, so.
Hell yeah.
So I can't wait to hear it. I cannot wait. I'm so excited.
Okay, man. Well, have a good night.
You too, bud. Love
you, buddy. Don't be a Katara. Tell everybody the joke you bring up.
Literally never.
Anytime you bring up jokes, you should tell people the jokes you bring up. Okay, love you. Bye.